She's here. Hi.
You guys.
What
You're
are you
funny.
wearing? What are you wearing?
I don't know. I'm wearing a t-shirt.
Clearly.
Oh, okay. Hang on. I'll be right back.
I was like, why isn't she with it?
That's what I said. I was like, first, can you hear me? And two, where's your shirt? She's like, so the vote was you. What you were going to be wearing today was going to determine what she was going to wear.
Oh, okay.
So,
All right.
board meeting this morning, CBW advisory meeting, and I just literally jetted over here for this. So I'm glad she moved it. I've been on the
I moved it.
Or
Yeah.
whoever moved it.
Yeah, I had to move it because my haircut gal had to change the appointment from 9:30 to 10:30. So
Yeah, because hair is important.
yes.
Yes.
I hope she cuts off the beginning of this 5 minutes because she's already recording. I see.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we were talking about you, so there's that.
So you have to. She has to edit it.
No, actually, it was I logged in and she logged in and I'm like, "Where's your shirt?" And then you were the determining factor. Boom! Here she is.
There she is.
Okay, now we're good.
She can't hear us.
I know.
Okay, I'm dressed and ready to go, guys.
Okay, ready to go.
You're gonna have to edit out the first 5 minutes of this.
I said to Jackie, I didn't know we were wearing that one today. I thought that was going to be if we actually did like asking for a friend specifically.
That's what I told her too.
Yeah,
whatever.
I was just ready because I can always do this. Look.
Jackie's the boss, so we'll just
yeah.
I mean, it could evolve into whatever.
Yeah.
But I have some funny Lori stories, but I'll let her start.
Oh.
You know, we spent 2 days together.
I
saw that. Yeah.
We hit the road. Yeah, we hit the road, and I passed the travel companion test that Jackie apparently has in place.
Yes, she did. She passed.
Yeah.
Well, you both brought your toilet paper. We talked about that in the last episode.
She did. I didn't.
Yeah, and I did not share mine.
You ain't coming.
I kept it in my room.
You know, it's funny. My mom and my daughter may kill me for this, but they went. My mom and my number 4 child, she's 25. Her and my mom are like besties, and so they went away to Bend for a few days. And my mom is known for, at 70, and this is for any age, but she is now 75, and she really doesn't care. Like, when you got to go, you got to go. And so they were in Bend, they were hiking, and this has happened. It's like, oh my gosh, mom's got to go to the bathroom. We're in the woods, and she'll just take off behind a tree. And so my daughter came back with her little time with my mom and said, well, peed on a rock. I was like, yep, she could use that toilet paper. But
that's funny.
So you didn't share the toilet paper?
I did not. I kept it in my room. Mm-hmm. I left it in the bathroom and I went back for it.
That's awesome. So what did you okay, tell me. I know you went to present, Laura, you went to present. And what were you presenting on specifically?
I was presenting on how I'm helping communities and police departments with setting up nonprofit foundations to support police departments.
Yep. And I tried to find her a boyfriend, but I failed.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
We have options now.
Oh. Options are good.
Is she turning red?
Are you making me blush on purpose?
No, never.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, so I heard it went well, but like, Lori, tell me your side. Because I heard more from Jackie as you were speaking.
So one of the people in the room is from a department where I used to serve on the foundation board for his department. He's like, that was on point. You did a fantastic job. That was exactly what you needed to share, exactly what they needed to hear from the police perspective. And it was fantastic. And then I had some meetings set up, one meeting specifically set up with police department north of here, and then other just conversations happened in the lobby and outside the building and whatnot with other people, and hopefully I get to help a whole bunch of police departments.
Wow. And I am curious, how did that feel? Because this was not your first career. We talked about that in the past.
Right.
Like, this is not what you've done your whole career. This is really a passion of yours, and you said it really is. You think this is your legacy.
Yeah.
And how did
So
you feel?
it, yeah, it feels, I felt more nervous than I felt speaking in a long time because it's something that I am so passionate about.
Yeah.
And Jack even said later, "Why is Lori turning red? She's a she's nervous right now." But I truly feel like this is probably the most intentional career path I've ever picked
Mm,
in my lifetime.
yeah.
The investment industry just happened. A job just happened to be available, and it just continued on like that for 25 years. Um, and then another job landed in my lap when I first moved to Salem that I knew would be helpful, so I made the most of it, but it wasn't really what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But this feels truly intentional, like the legacy that I want to leave behind is the work that I'm doing now.
Ugh. That just,
It's like,
I can feel
I,
that when you say that. And one of the
yeah,
things, I wrote down one of the things I wanted to kind of talk about today was, midlife. And, we're all midlife. We're not young in our careers. We've done multiple different things, all of us. And you touched upon it. It's like, this is the most intentional career thing you're doing.
yeah.
Um,
I view it as an opportunity to help communities change future generations and how they interact with their law enforcement in support of their law enforcement, and that's just super meaningful to me. So,
yeah.
yeah.
And
I,
she
I think
killed
it
it.
takes like because I have, well, I mean, my childhood dream is very similar to as helping change communities in our nation, but it's one person at a time, right? So we have similar, and I think it comes in all different layers, right? Because we have all different layers in our community. But that is the most intentional thing I do. And it comes out differently than yours. But I asked, how did
Mhm.
it feel when you spoke at that one? Because it's not the first time you've spoke either.
Right. No, I've been public speaking for a long time, but I
Yeah.
actually was nervous.
Did you cry? Oh,
So,
wait, I asked if you cried. Jackie, you said no, she
no, I
didn't cry.
didn't. I
She
didn't
didn't
cry.
cry, but you know what? She did amazing. She did a fantastic job, and her message was on point,
Mm-hmm.
and she said exactly what she needed to say to get people to notice. So I was very proud of her. Don't tell her.
Yeah. And so
I'm in the room.
Oh, sorry.
you
Yeah,
went as
sorry
her
about that.
photographer, right?
Photographer, assistant, toilet paper keeper.
Well, you didn't
Uh,
share your toilet paper, so you can't take credit
correct.
for that.
No, I kept it.
She's the keeper.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I was the keeper.
Um, and Jackie, and then this is where it really what sparked it, because I always say you are the hands of the community. You are like in community. I think community is really important for all three of us. But
Hmm.
that what you're doing now is not your first career
No.
either.
Mm-mm.
Would you agree with Lori? Like, do you think this is the most intentional work you're doing right now, or is yours
Yeah.
like a different
No, I was in
thing?
retail for a long time, and my retail career was an accidental. I got into retail by accident, and I loved it.
Mm,
Much to my parents thinking I spent a lot of money for you to go to school and you're working retail, but I loved it. I was always in upper management. I was 6 months into my retail career, and then I just kept getting promoted and the like. But this is more intentional for me because of the people that I get to meet, the connections that I get to make. Yesterday, Chamber Business Women was just, as Tom likes to say, off the hook as far as the connections and the speaker. And we've been so intentional about it.
yeah.
We had our advisory meeting this morning, and we kind of went over what happened yesterday and how we want to repeat that and how we can keep that momentum. And that's what keeps me going. There's a lot of mechanics that part of my job that I may not like, right?
Yeah.
The financial piece and all that. But as far as the interaction with our community, I'm with Lori. It's very intentional and very passionate work for me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I have friends that make a lot more money than I do, and I was having a conversation on Saturday, and my friend was like, "I'm freaking broke, but I love what I'm doing," and I'm like, "Well, I'm not freaking broke. I'm doing well, but I do love what I'm doing." So on the hard days, I have to keep telling myself, and then I have Lori keeping me out of jail with their money. But, but because there's some tough days. There's last week
Sure.
was a rough week, and I just have to keep grounding myself and reminding myself. So CBW yesterday made a big difference, and this morning at board, and this morning with our committee, just the passion that each of the individuals brought to the table just kind of renews my commitment.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't know how long I'll be here.
Yeah.
It could be, I don't know. This might be my last career path. It may not. I don't know, but I'm open. But I know wherever it takes me is going to be community driven
Hmm.
and community oriented. And so that's really my passion bucket. And I think I've always been that way, just in a different perspective. When I worked for Office Depot, it was super important that I made it be Jackie's store and not, a brand box retailer, because
Hmm.
that's how we get business. So, yeah, that's absolutely this is my passion work. And I say I'm exactly where I need to be
Yeah.
because I'm not done with what I need to get done, I feel. And
Yeah.
so when that happens and I have a new career path, then we'll see where I land.
Yeah.
Hey, Dana,
Yeah.
asking for a friend. I think you need to ask Jackie what she was given yesterday at CBW.
Oh boy.
Oh, I think I may have seen a
Yeah.
picture of it, but tell me what you received.
So
Did you get a
Bonnie
gift?
Mileto, I did. Tangible and non-tangible gift, right? So Bonnie Mileto, years past, they had what they call the Hope Award, and it goes every quarter. It goes to a different recipient. So she brought it back, and last quarter she gave it to Kathy Velasco, who is my chair for CBW. So yesterday, twice in less than a week, I was speechless and embarrassed. Never happens. We won't talk about the first one because then I can make Lori turn red. But anyway, so I moved up from the table I was at to a front table with Tasha so I can get
Love
pictures. And I
her.
got my camera ready. And yeah, I love her. I got my camera ready and my phone, and I'm ready to go. And kind of half listening to Kathy talk. And I'm thinking it's another person. And they, on purpose, they had been planning this for 3 months and how they were going to make me think it was the person that I actually thought it was. So then when she said my name, I was like, what?
Huh?
So
I love
Huh?
that.
I went up there and then, like, I'm like, well, who's going to take the picture? Because I'm the picture taker. So a couple of people snapped some pictures and whatnot. But um, when I talked to her, so she did a small speech. She had a longer speech, but she started to get emotional. So she stopped. So when I went up there and I hugged her, yes, I did hug her, and she hugged me back. Um, I could tell we were both getting emotional. So I did mine really quick, and then I kind of bent down because I'm like, I'm about to get tears in my eyes, and there's 110 people in here. So, but it was really humbling in the fact that CBW is such a passion project for me, and we've done it together from the committee, from the chair and my vice chair, and for them to give me that was extremely humbling. So Tom asked me to bring it to board this morning, and I didn't want to, and he's like, no, bring it. And so he told the board that I had received something, and so he let me speak to it, and they cheered and clapped, and I appreciated that. It was, for me, it's more of a humbling moment because it's not just a me thing. I feel like I what I told the board is I accepted it on behalf of our committee and our staff team that supports my crazy ideas.
Mm.
So it was cool.
But what I love about your leadership, because I told you I could be under your leadership. I mean, I would be under it in a heartbeat because I think you're one of those easy leaders to follow, take and take be led by because you don't if you didn't if somebody didn't say, hey, that's the leader in the room, you are like one of everybody else, and yet by your actions and your attitude you're like, yeah, I'll follow her, and I don't need to know your name and I don't even need to know what you do. You just stand out to do that. It's your character.
Thank you. I had a conversation with a friend recently, and that's exactly what they told me.
Yeah, it
Um,
is.
and because I was telling her, like, just say thank you. I gave her a gift, and she was like, why did you give me this? And I'm like, can you just not say thank you? And she threw it right back at me, like, can you not say thank you when somebody? It's hard for me to accept praise like that because I see other people like, yes, I did it, and we're like, no, you didn't. You had all these people around you. So I want to make sure that the credit is given to everybody that supported the vision and the passion, and I truly feel that.
Yeah, so I'm curious because we started talking about Lori's passion project. CBW, that's your like that's your passion. I'm curious why that.
So to green chair is a passion because I can keep it an intimate connection with a small group of people. CBW is because I knew that we could grow it. We were struggling to get 30 to 40 people.
Yeah.
The week before, we were struggling, and like, what do we do now? And we made it a very intentional, empowering women and acknowledging women in
Yeah.
general, and just kind of going over what their comfort level was. We don't do introductions to CBW, and that's on purpose because we heard feedback like readers is huge and not everybody wants the mic. So let's take that away, that barrier away. It's a passion for me because there's so many women that are in leadership.
Yeah.
There's women that have men in leadership that they're really the leaders and they don't get the credit for it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel responsible to acknowledge the women that are leading our community and are doing it every day, day in and day out. And they may not have the title, they may not have the paycheck, but they're doing it because it's passion work.
Yeah.
And that's why I brought the weekly spotlight that I do. It's not a chamber thing; it's mine. And so I want to focus on the people that are in it day in and day out that don't get that recognition. So Lori was actually my first one because I see behind the scenes what she does.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been intentional about choosing it. She's actually given me a few names. What about this person? What about that person? Because it's true. There's
Yeah.
so many people that don't get the big awards that
Yeah.
probably do more than the people that do get the big awards.
Yeah. Do you know
Just
that's
because they don't
funny?
have
It's funny that you say that because it's exactly why I started this podcast was as I sat with women at chamber or I sat with other women that I was meeting, whether it be cross country, over Zoom, a business connection, somebody said I should connect with. And I sat with these women and none of them were like seeking to be in the spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
These women were fascinating, were wearing a lot of different hats at any given day, some multiple businesses or just were very busy in the community like both of you. I just thought these are the women who we need to learn from. These are the women whose voices we need to hear. And they don't want to get on here and be like, well, look at me, look at me. They just kind of share what they do and their passion projects and they just want to get stuff done. They want to change communities like we do. And so I love that you're doing that. But asking for a friend, now since we have our shirts on today, I'm curious how both of you would answer this because I think probably the biggest target audience, or, woman who listens to this podcast is our age, and it's not their first career, or maybe they're stuck in the career that was the job that you guys talked about, like it paid the bills. And, there's just something that happens when you get that midlife, you just go 40 and up and you're just like, what is life? Like, I want to be set free, if I could say it that way. What would you say to that woman who's kind of like, I want to, but she kind of hugs that, but I got a paycheck, but my passions are going here and man, I could see it, but fear kind of holds her back. What would you two say to her about doing something like that?
Well, what I would say is do it. Go for it. I left a career that I bought a house and two cars in the same day. That's how much money I made. And I was really happy at one point, but management changed and people do not leave jobs. They leave bosses that don't lead, right? And every job that I have left has been because of that. And
That's good.
the job I have now is not the highest paying job I've ever had. It's probably on the lower end, quite frankly. But it fills my bucket because when I make those connections, it makes me happy.
Yeah.
And for me, it's a legacy of my brother. What he started, I feel like carry, right? So I would say, save, look at your finances, see where you're at, and be broke and be happy.
Mm.
Right? Be broke, but be happy because you never know what tomorrow brings. And you could, you're not going to take it with you.
Yeah.
You could have a Porsche, you're not going to take it with you, right? But that feeling of fulfillment when you get up every day, you can take that with you.
Yeah.
And you can live by that. So those moments when I have a hard time and I call my dial pal Lori and she grounds me, it's like, okay, all right, reset my clock. You're right. This is my passion work. So that's what I would say, look at it and take that chance. You may not ever get it again and don't live in regret.
Yeah.
That's the
good.
worst.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Lori, what would you say?
The first thing that came to mind for me, I have a talk that I've shared in a number of groups of people called "Do It Anyway," and I use examples of people who've literally changed history because they took the big leap to do the iffy thing, and I use those examples to just share with people: what if so and so didn't accomplish XYZ? What if we'd never heard the name Amelia Earhart? What if what if, right? So just using a bunch of examples and just thinking about how history would have been changed if certain people didn't step up and do it anyway. So that's the first thing that came to mind. And interestingly enough, our speaker at CBW used the same term in one of her talking points,
Mm.
do it anyway. And
Yeah.
I was like, yep, still valid.
Mhm.
Yeah, just figure it out. I've been in so many positions in life where I've had to just get scrappy and figure it out. We've talked about this before, Dana,
Yeah.
and um, it always has worked out. Here I am, still figuring it out. But I finally found the project that is probably the most meaningful to me in my lifetime. So,
Mm.
yeah,
Feel fulfilled,
yeah,
which is a different feeling when you put your head on the pillow than pay the
Yes.
yeah.
bills, you know. But how do you guys, I'm curious, how do you balance? Because, you know, some days are challenging when it's like bills or stuff break. Laura, you've shared on social media, and I think with us, you know, the text that went back and forth about, is it your washer or dry dishwasher broke? And it just seems when it rains, it pours, you know, you hear that one.
Yeah.
And how do you guys balance that frustration with, but I'm living, feeling really fulfilled?
Sometimes I cry. Sometimes I phone a friend. Sometimes I just sit there paralyzed, like, when is this going to stop? I mean, that's just the brutal truth of it is I don't, I don't know what's next, but I'll figure it out. I just can't figure it out in this moment.
Mm,
So, and I just give myself grace. There's that, and cry a little bit more.
yeah, yeah.
So that's me.
Yeah, keep the tissues close. Yeah,
Yeah.
you just can't figure it out in this moment. I think that's what we try to do all the time. You know, as I work alongside women, sometimes that is the biggest struggle. We spend so much time trying to figure it out that you're like, you're not going to figure. It's just but this moment, and just it's kind of like the weather. It seems like everywhere we move, people will be like, you know, it's this is not normal for us. This weather's not normal. It's like, well, weather's not normal anymore. And they'd say, well, just give it 5 minutes, it'll change. And I feel like
Yes.
that life is like that sometimes. You're like, well, just breathe, be in the moment, because give it 5 minutes and it will change.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think for number one, have your dial a friend because they ground you and tell you you're being a knucklehead or when you're right.
Yeah.
Or sometimes just listen. That's first and foremost. But I've been fortunate, like, and I've left jobs with not knowing where I was going to go. When I got this job, I left. They left me. I left them. However, that worked out.
Yeah.
Depot, and in like 24, 48 hours, that window, I had something. And so I think personal brand for me is huge. And I think that
Mm,
if we have our personal brand that speaks for itself when you're not in the room, people will gravitate to you, and that's what happened. And almost every job I've had has been when I worked for Babies R Us. I was in California and I met with their district manager because one of my friends started working for them, and I'm like, I don't even like kids. What the heck is Babies R Us?
you
You
know,
know?
that's
And I
hilarious.
and I called the district manager and I said, I'm interested just because I'm curious, but if you're interviewing me, that's not what I want. She met me anyway, and we had a conversation, and it just so happened there was a transition with the company I was with. So I called her and I said, I'm actually moving to Oregon, so thank you for even considering me. I'm moving out of state. She's like, where are you going? I'm like, Oregon. And she's like, okay. Half an hour later, I got a phone call from the district manager in Oregon saying, we have a job for you. And the funny thing was, he said Clackamas, and I'm like, I had to look in the map, like, where is Oregon City from Clackamas? Because what if it's 5 hours away, right?
Right.
And that's how I got that job
Wow.
because of the connection I made with the gal that uh, really didn't interview me. I was just curious, like, I know Toys R Us. What the heck is Babies R Us? And that led me to an 11-year career path that was an amazing career for me that I absolutely loved. And again, I left because leadership changed and they weren't taking care of their people. In my office, in every office I've had a sign that said people over process. And when it becomes process over people, then I'm no longer welcome there. And so
That's good.
That's good.
everything has fallen in my lap, so to speak. To be completely honest, I've never had to worry about how I'm going to pay the bills. Not because I haven't been broke, because I've been knucklehead and spent money and bought
Sure.
Legos or whatnot. But I know I have tremendous faith that I'll always be taken care of, and that always has happened.
Mm.
So, The times that I've left the companies that I've left, I've mourned leaving my teams behind, but not the job
Yep.
and not the people that caused me to make that decision. Because that's at the end of the day, I'm a very loyal employee, and I will give you 1,000% until I don't.
Yep.
And that's the key, right? When I don't, then it's time for me to move on.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's good. I like that. Hmm. Yeah. I don't know. I found myself in, I don't know, somewhere right about, as I was hitting 50, this cry of my heart just came out, and it was this. I sensed, when you sense like, oh, I can feel a barrier. I can feel something in me is holding back. There's something. And I was really determined in my late 40s going into 50 to really be my own best friend. And this cry in my heart just kind of exploded out of me. And in my conversation with God, I just said, God, I want to bust out of the boxes I tend to put myself in. I want to stand beyond the lines I tend to stand beyond. And I want to break through the barriers that I know that are holding me back. It was like I could feel this, but I couldn't see it. And I just couldn't put my finger on it. And I said, because I know these are holding me back, but I don't know what they are. And, since that moment, it was like, here's one. Here's one. Here's one. So cancer and all these different things. It was like, yeah, okay. It's really ultimately, I want to live so free where nothing holds me back. And when I talk to women in particular, one of the ways I started noticing where those barriers, lines, and boxes was out of my mouth were some of these phrases, oh, I can never do that. Oh, you could do that, but I can never do that. Oh, you could wear that, but no, I couldn't wear that. It's like one of those, oh, and God would just say to me, oh, that's a box. Oh, that's a strong line you're standing behind. It's like one of those, oh. And sure enough, it's like one by one, he was like, well, it's kind of one of those, well, you asked me, but as I just listen to people now, you're like, you're putting yourself in a box. Like, I love that you say that you always have faith that you'll be taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't. They feel the need to, like, I gotta figure it out. And that control box. Because there's just so much I think that we just dismiss and go, and what I found was in that process of like that whole season, which I feel like I probably will be in the rest of my life now that because I don't want anything to hold me back, is there were things that I would shut down. In the process of doing some of that was like, oh, well, maybe it's not that I can't do that, or it's not in me, because it's that belief system of like, that's not me, which a lot of us do in our conversations if we really listen to ourselves. It's like, well, that's not me, or that's not my personality, or that's not, and it's like, well, wait a minute, why are you dismissing yourself so fast? And I remember coming to this realization of going, oh, maybe it's not that it's not in me or it's not me at all. Maybe that's just a side of me that I've never gave space for to nurture and develop. So it's in there. It's almost laying dormant or like kind of sleepy, and it just needs to be nurtured. And that just kind of blew the top off for me. I'm like, oh. So like, I remember I was reminiscing, Lori, when you, I think it was the first podcast we did together. It was one of the ones you and I did together. And you told me that you were a steak judge.
Yeah. I'm
like, see, it's something like that. I mean, why can't we all be a steak judge if we wanted to, because I would go, well, I hate to cook. I would never do that. But I think that'd be kind of fun because I love steak, but I wouldn't know how to judge. Yeah. It's just little things like that we could dismiss. But I also think it's, bigger. One of the things I just did, Jackie, you introduced me to Angie Newton. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh my gosh. She opened a door and I was like, I love her. We didn't even introduce ourselves to each other yet. And she opened the door to Governor's Cup, and there she was in her face. She just went, and I was like, it was that feeling. I was like, oh, I love her. And we gave each other the biggest hug. And I instantly felt like we were friends. But towards the end of our conversation, she said she signed up. She now does rowing and dragon boat
Uh-huh.
races. And I was like, oh, I always wanted to do that. But I heard myself, like, I have yet to even try it. She's like, oh, yeah, so I tried it. And now they put me on these races. Well, I came home after my 2 hours with her. And I immediately was like, all right, dragon boat races, Salem. And I looked it up. I was like, why not, Dana?
Yeah, why
And
not?
they had one of those. Try it for free. It's in June. And I was like, do I actually sign up? Oh, heck. And I did it. And they have two
Good
boats.
for
They have
you.
an all women boat and they also have a cancer survivor boat. And I was
Oh,
like,
nice.
why not? Let's just step
Why
out of
not?
that box and see where
That's
that
right.
goes. So I immediately text her. I'm like, guess what I just signed up for? She's like, wow. So she just had her first race. She traveled somewhere. I want to say up in Washington, but it's like,
Tacoma. Yeah, she went to
why
Tacoma.
not? Why not?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Conversely, I was like, yeah, that's good for you. Good for you. Yeah, she's. I knew you guys would connect, and that's part of it too. Like knowing who to connect people with, because you could just introduce people randomly, right?
Yeah.
All my connections are on purpose, and I really wanted you guys to connect because she does such a great job with what she's doing in Salem Angels and
Mm-hmm.
whatnot. But she's a friend I had to say, just say thank you. I gave her a gift, and she was like, "But why me? Why?" I'm like, really?
She's
Like,
awesome.
just say thank you. She
Mm.
is awesome.
Lori, have
She's
you
awesome.
connected with her yet?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So something she and I have in common is we both love the honey badger as our personal mascot.
She did say that.
Because why not? That's the honey badger way. It's just like, why not?
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like penguins. No, none of that nonsense for me. I like penguins.
You're like, why the penguin?
They're loyal. They're extremely.
Oh.
They mate for life, and it's very rare if they lose a mate to find somebody else, another penguin. But they're very, very loyal. Also, they take like 30,000 naps a day, so they're my spirit animal. They are my spirit animal because I would like to take that many naps
Are
a
you a
day.
napper? You like naps?
I'm not a napper, but I need to be sometimes. I just my days are so full.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
today 6 a.m. to question mark. Yesterday, all this week's like, you know,
Yep.
dawn to dusk.
Yeah.
Or yeah, it's just crazy. But um, I have taken occasional naps, and I enjoy. Elliot makes it easy to take naps
Sure.
because he just wants to nap all the time. But yeah, um, I like other animals. But penguins for me, I think it was like about 15, 20 years ago thereabouts. We're playing a Trivial Pursuit game, and there was a question about loyal animals, and I'm like penguin, and I guessed it, and then I looked it up. Oh, it's true, and
Wow.
so I actually have it's going on right now a diffuser that Lori gave me that's in the shape of a penguin. And Tom
Oh.
came in and was like, "What is that? And why does it have a hole on top of its head?" I'm like, "It's a diffuser." But I mean, like I said, I like other animals, but that to me, that loyalty
hmm
to me is huge.
Yeah.
Yep,
So would you say you are most like a penguin?
I think so.
Yeah. Lori, what
They're
would you say you're like?
Honey badger.
Why?
Because anything that tries to take the honey badger down, the honey badger doesn't care. It's just going to get back up and keep going.
Oh.
And that's kind of the thread that's gone through my life, is my life story. Anything that tried to break me or take me down or crush me, I got back up and just kept going.
Wow. Didn't know that about them. I know that about you, but I did not know that about the
Yeah.
honey badger. I would say I'm an owl because I don't ever need to speak really. But I'm a big observer, so I'll be in a room and I'll just observe, watch. You know who's who.
So we might have a solicitor walking to my front door, which
Oh, bring
is
him
also is
on.
one of my crazy Lori stories. Yeah, we'll see what happens
Yeah.
here.
So okay, crazy Lori stories. That was the other thing I want to talk about because I do want you to tell the story about the homeless woman who was sleeping
Yeah.
in the
Okay.
elevator.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
but can you just because you post these and sometimes these are kind of funny, but you have a sign on your front door with like no soliciting, we have Jesus, all the things, and you still have
There's
people ring that doorbell.
Yeah, and the floor mat says "Don't stop, be leaving," like the song, the Journey song,
Yeah.
right? And then there's also a no solicitor sign on the front door. So there's the front door sign, there's the welcome mat, the not so welcome mat in the front of the front door. And then there's a, unless you're an Amazon driver, don't stop. I have everything. I already know Jesus. I know who I'm voting for. One of those signs. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, this guy's riding around a one wheel in the neighborhood. And he just stopped in front of my driveway, but I think he kept going. I think he knows better.
Yeah.
Well, what's funny about the sign that she has is, so I got it first, and then I showed it to her. She's like, "Send me the link." So we literally have matching signs. I think we have 2 matching signs. Because she ended up getting another one. I'm like, "Send me the link." We're constantly sending links to each other. So
I like that one. You guys sent me the link, and I still may buy that one. There's one I want to. I don't even know if it exists, but I just wanted to say, if you ring this doorbell and try to sell me something, the answer is no. That's all I wanted to say, because they're getting really bad. I don't know if you guys feel.
Yeah.
I feel like they've ramped up.
Yes.
Pretend you don't speak English. That works sometimes. That's what I do.
You know, there's a whole thread of sales training. You can go look it up on Instagram, where the sales company is telling people, just ignore the no solicitor sign. If they open the door, talk to them. Just be pushy. And like, I went down this rabbit hole on Instagram and I got so angry. And I was like, I have to ignore these. I have to ignore these. One day I was walking out the front door to take out the trash as a solicitor was walking up to my front doorway. He hadn't even knocked yet. I don't think he'd even seen the sign. And I opened the door with the trash bag in my hand, and I was so angry that I was put on the spot.
Yep.
And he's like, you know, you can, I'm not going to say the bad word. He goes, but you can just tell me to F off. And I literally wanted to. I literally wanted to, like, get out of here. This is a no solicitor's household. Well, I don't know if you know about blah, blah, blah. He went into his pitch.
Yep.
And I literally just gave him the look, and he eventually just said, you can just tell me to F off. Okay, bye.
Yeah. Well, it's so hard. I feel like no soliciting. I feel like that people are numbed out to that anymore. They just don't even.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see the sign, but it doesn't even register. I find it annoying. It's like between the roofers,
The solar guys.
the window guys, and they don't want to sell. They're going to give you, it's like 30 to 60% off if they could just put the marketing sign in your yard. And you sure you don't? It's like, if I need a window, I'll call you. Can you just leave me alone?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And now it's the
Crazy.
like cell phones. I think it's AT&T or Verizon's going around, and it's like, people, come on. And I feel bad because the people come to the door just need a job, and so they're working. So sometimes I feel bad, but until my anger hits me, then I'm like, now all we do is, I'm like, don't answer, it's salesperson. Don't answer, it's this person. And my daughter will be right in the living room. And she's like, okay, but they're looking right at me. And I'm like, don't worry about it. They'll eventually.
Oh my God.
Yeah. She's like, okay. So sometimes they'll play sleeping.
Nice.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's annoying. All right, so tell me, Lori, can we talk about the homeless story? Because it's a really funny one.
Yeah, and after that one, I have a question for Lori.
Okay.
After your story.
So I was working in the investment industry, and so the day started at 6 a.m. on the West Coast, because on the East Coast, the stock exchange bell rang at 9 a.m. Right. So I would get to work super early in the morning. I'd park, I'd hit the gym, I'd shower there at work and get to my desk and sit down by 5:30 in the morning. So most of the time getting to work, it was dark in the morning. We had a attached 3-story garage, parking garage, attached to our building. And all of the employees were asked to park on the very bottom level because there was also a hotel in that same parking lot that would use the same parking garage. So I'm the first one there. I park, I'm by myself in the parking garage. I hit the button to call the elevator, and the door opens, and there's a person laying on the floor of the elevator who, by the looks of it, was homeless. I could just tell she was homeless. And why was she on the floor in the elevator? And I screamed at the top of my lungs, like bloody murder, screamed, and she still didn't move. And I thought, oh my gosh, she's dead. And then I screamed again, and she still didn't move. And I screamed again, and she finally woke up. And I'm shocked. I'm just standing there in shock outside of the elevator door. She stands up and she starts screaming back at me. And then I start running. So I've got my gym bag over my shoulder, my purse over my other shoulder, and I'm running away from this crazy person who's chasing me through the very quiet parking garage.
Didn't you say you kind of like kicked her, like tapped her, or
I went to nudge her, yeah, and I think that's when she woke up, and that's when she stood up and startled and started screaming. And so then I ran, and now I'm literally running around the 3 levels of the parking garage to get up to the top so I could get into my locked building with my pass to get into the building. And I clearly remember yelling over the top of my shoulder, "I suggest you find a different place to sleep," as I'm running. And she yells back, "For instance, where?"
Asking for a friend.
And I think I must have said it 6 or 7 times. And we just repeated the same 2 statements back to each other the entire time she was chasing me through the parking garage. "I suggest you find a different place to sleep. For instance, where?" was her response every single time. And I'm just like, how do I get stuck in these things? How does this happen to me? So I think that's the story that started my brother saying, these things only happen to my sister. These things only happen to my sister. And then a whole bunch, there's a ton of other crazy Lori stories. And
so how did you get in the building? Because people are going to wonder, like, well, did you ever make it in the building? And what
I made it in the
to her?
building. I have no idea. Never saw her again. Thankfully, she didn't sleep in the elevator again. But we have like security passes to get into the locked doors of the building at off hours. So since I was there so early in the morning, I was able to get in the door and pull it behind me, and she went in a different direction.
Wow.
I think she went to the convenience store next door to get something else to drink. I don't know.
Wow.
So
I love that story. The first time you told it, it was very animated too. It's, "I suggest
you find a different place to
But
sleep."
were you totally terrified, or because I would flip to, "Oh my gosh, did she catch her? Oh my gosh, how did you not break down and just die laughing?" Like, how do you keep running when that happens?
Laughed once I finally got into the store or into the door of the building. I laughed, and I replayed it in my head all day long. Like, I thought she was dead, and I screamed, and she still didn't move. So yeah, she's for sure dead.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I'm glad she wasn't dead.
So we all have brothers. Who are you guys? Who's the oldest? Are you guys the older?
I'm the oldest.
Me too.
In my
We're all the
Okay,
oldest.
so we all have younger brothers.
Yeah.
They're brats. They're brats. And I love them.
Mine is like more of a big brother to me. He's my grounding. Like when I need to talk something through, like this is really difficult. I don't really know how to feel about this. Can you just talk me through this?
Yeah.
He's a good counselor. So he's great.
I feel like
He was a brat. He was a brat when
younger.
he was younger, though.
Yeah. Taller until they get taller, right? Then you're like, well,
Yeah.
shoot, can't beat you up anymore.
Yeah.
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 Truth.
We were enemies in elementary school and junior high, but then once we started going to high school at the same time, he's 2 years younger than me. So my junior year, he came in as a freshman, and we were hanging around the same groups of people. Like his best friend was the brother of my best friend. So we all just hung out together and had lunch together every day. And so we had to at least pretend that we got along because we were around all the same people.
Mm-hmm. I think my
Yeah.
brother, he's just about 3 years younger than me, and I think he definitely acted like the younger brother. Still does, and yet there were times he really was the older one for me as well. I would agree. Jackie, you?
So my brother was 5.5 years younger. I actually asked my parents, I wanted a brother. And so when my mom got pregnant and she was getting ready to give birth, they're like, what if it's a girl? I'm like, no, it's going back because I want a brother. and it was a non-negotiable for me, and it was my brother. But, I was telling a friend recently about him, and I was telling, he was kind of a jerk sometimes. And she was like, he's passed. Why would you say that? Because that's who he was. He was a loving, caring individual and equally a jerk. And we used to fight like cats and dogs, but nobody could mess with the other because then, like, that's not okay to do, right?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So, but going back to Lori's story, I always think the other side. This woman is probably telling somebody else. So I was sleeping peacefully in this elevator, and this crazy
This
woman
crazy lady.
hit me.
Right? Could you
Every time
imagine?
she tells the story, I'm picturing the other lady going, "So this crazy lady was telling me to go sleep somewhere else, and where was that? She wouldn't tell me."
Could you imagine if she knew the people in like the convenience store and be like, dude, I was in a
Someone-
dead sleep and a woman almost tried to kill me.
I so clearly remember what she was wearing. She was wearing she was wearing camouflage pants and a gray t-shirt. Like I could draw a picture for you because that's how it was burned into my head of what she looked like.
But could we all have kind of like stories, and we've all changed. And I wonder if she has changed and that's one of her crazy stories. Like when I was, and slept in an elevator, there's this, I wonder if that's like a transformational story.
Oh,
Yeah, I hope so.
that's funny. So the question I was going to ask Lori, asking for a friend is, have you ever tasered yourself?
As a matter of fact, I have accidentally tasered myself.
I think I have mine in here.
Guys,
Come on.
maybe you maybe you should keep it in the drawer.
It was.
So it was in my purse because that's where I usually keep it until I accidentally tasered myself. There's a friend of ours who likes to scare me every time we're in the same room together. And I saw her coming out of the corner of my eye. So I grabbed my taser out of my purse and just held it down by my side. And as she was walking up behind me, because I knew she was going to scare me, I hit the button. And I was holding the business end of the taser in the palm of my hand and accidentally tased myself instead of scaring her.
So,
but the travesty of this story is I was in the same room and I missed it. I heard about it secondhand.
So did you hear the after of it? Like when she tasered, did you hear it when she
No,
Because
no,
what does that feel like?
I heard. Well, I can tell you
It's a
what
shock.
it feels like.
It's a bit of a shock.
I can tell you how it feels like because I'm very competitive. And so Lori's taser is like 25,000 thereabouts volts or something. Mine is 32. And I had it in my pocket. And the little thing doesn't have a safety.
Yeah.
So I
You're
called
supposed
Lori.
to hold this one down and then press this one. Otherwise, it won't. If you just hit this button, it won't do it.
And they're
But
loud.
anyway.
So I had it in my pocket because I was waiting to go taser Lori. And I had it backwards because I wasn't paying attention. And the little thing flipped. And I didn't know that. So when I reached in my pocket to get it, I tased. Yeah. And this one actually has a warning that it can knock you out.
Mine doesn't.
Hers doesn't. And so
they're loud?
Oh, yeah.
Want me to try it?
Yeah. Well, you try yours, I'll try mine.
Oh, jeez. Just that noise. Ooh, that's a terrible noise.
It's an amazing noise when you go up behind somebody and do that. But it's not as amazing when you do it to your hand.
Not to yourself.
No,
my hand actually, so I hit my hand right about here and it bruised. Within the hour, there was a big bruise on my hand and my hand felt numb for about 6 hours. And then the bruise went away the next day. But yeah, it was shocking. No pun intended.
Shocking. No, but yeah. So mine, when I tasered myself and it was painful. I didn't bruise. I don't bruise easily. I bruise internally. Sometimes when I bruise, you can't see. If you see it, I really bruise myself.
But you feel it?
But I feel it. But it was in my pocket, and I didn't want to reach in my pocket again to get it because it was live. So I took my pants off. I got home, took my pants off. Yeah. And then I keep it in my office. And then I've been known to occasionally go to Jameson's office and might scare him when he's deep in thought. So, I don't taser him because
he has heart issues, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. That's why
she doesn't touch it.
But I do go to his office and here you go.
Have you done it to Tom?
That's my dream. I will.
Edit that out.
Yeah. I will definitely. But yeah,
And I took mine out of my purse and it hasn't gone back in my purse because I'm now afraid of it. So,
yeah, it
So did
hurts.
you guys buy it purely like just safety, right? Is that why you?
yeah.
No, no, no. I bought it
You,
because she bought it, and she sent me the link, and I'm like, 25. That's not enough. Is there a bigger one? 32. Yes,
because she's competitive.
because I'm competitive and I won
Uh-huh.
because it hurt more, I think. But no, I only bought it because Lori had one, and she's cool, and I want it to be cool too.
So are you both competitive?
I don't consider myself competitive.
I'm not
She would,
competitive at all.
she would not win. I would always win. There's that.
Yeah.
Angie's competitive.
Is
Angie,
she?
yes, she's
Newton?
competitive.
Yeah. I'm
Yep.
competitive with myself. Like
Mm.
when I found a sport that I could do, I wasn't competitive with other people. I like to compete with firearms. Uh, yes. At
How do you?
the so
What
for
is? What does
over
that look like?
so
Well,
a friend
Shoot him once. No, shoot him twice. Bullseye.
so a friend of mine invited me out to the shooting range one day, and I didn't know she was inviting me to a competition, but I was immediately hooked. We were shooting the length of a football field with old rifles, and I discovered that I had a knack for shooting, and so now I just enjoy going, not so much to competitions, but I just enjoy going to the shooting range, um, and I'm just there by myself. So
Mm.
I
yeah.
used to have a 6 hour pistol that I loved, and I don't have it anymore. I sold it because now I have this.
You said you look so tough. No, I
Yeah,
have this.
I have this. I'm competitive in the sense of if you tell me I can't do it, watch me. That's my competitive. Like CBW, for example, Chamber of Business Women. They wanted to kill the program. We're only barely getting 30 to 40 people. I'm like, okay, I'll show you how it's done.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are, 110 every month.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's my competitive side.
Okay, so I'm
Um,
curious because the wonder in me goes, okay, how did you do it? Like
so when I worked at Depot, I ran multiple units, and my time was valuable, and so I was on purpose of how I invested my time.
mm,
And somebody invited me to CBW, and I've talked about this before, and I went, and I was like, huh. And at the time, it was like $17 or $20, and I'm like, I just threw $20 away. They were talking about plants and how to plant a garden, and I'm like, I don't like plants. That doesn't. I mean, Lori loves plants. That's fine. I do not. So to me, that time investment wasn't worth it.
mm,
Even the connections, because it was clicky. And so fast forward, taking over, I sat with my chair and my vice chair, and it's like, we need to make some changes that are going to be impactful to women. What do women want to listen to? I
mm.
don't want to listen about plants. I
Nope.
don't.
No.
Um, there's probably more people that don't than do or whatnot, but that's not. Let's empower the women. So that's what grew it. That's listening to what the audience wanted, listening to like what I would go see and what I would pay for and what ROI would give me. It's $25 now. Sometimes I get people like, well, I won't eat. Well, you're not paying for the food, you're paying for content.
Mhm.
And I think that we've done collectively an incredible job to put content together and to truly empower women. Yesterday was Dr. Wade did an amazing job. Like that's probably my favorite, which brought a conversation today. It's like maybe we should record these. Maybe we should record them and put them out at a later date, like we do some of our other programming.
Mhm.
But it was really listening to the people. Like I I'm a professional coffee drinker, as I've said, and I had a lot of coffee with people. Like, what if I were to put a program together? If we were to do it, what would you attend? What would that look like? And so that's what grew it. Just
Yeah.
listening to the audience. So there was no magic to it. It was like listen to what people wanted and give them that. So and the collaboration piece. So for me, it was important to grow it because I didn't want it to go away. But then when we started growing it, it was like, how far can we take it?
Yeah.
And where's the ceiling to that? And 110 I'm comfortable with. Today we talked about having a summit next year and seeing what that looked like and who we could invite. So we already lined up like 3 people that we absolutely would invite, and we could probably have a room of 400 women and
Mm-hmm.
just to be empowered. You
Yeah.
know, we talked about having doctors come talk to us about how to advocate for ourselves when we go to the doctor. What does that look like? Does anybody
That's
know
good.
that? Those are the types of things that make an impact, professionally and personally, not the plant that I'm probably going to kill if I get.
Mm-hmm. Well, those are
Oh, we
fun,
give it
lighthearted
glory.
ones. Those are
There,
Give
fun,
yeah,
it to me.
lighthearted ones, I think.
yeah.
But if you're going to bring business women together, sometimes I think you need something
And we
different.
do our after hours. This Thursday we have our after hours, and those are the lighthearted mingle, and no, there's no program. It's just open discussion. Um, but that's the competitive part of me. Like, don't tell me this is going to fail when we haven't even tried. Now, if we tried and it failed, okay, we tried, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if we don't even try and we just assume it's just not going to do it because it's just a bunch of women getting together, what are they going to talk about? Oh, let me show
Mm-hmm.
you. So,
To touch upon what you said, that is a big part of my own health journey, I should say, is learning. It's probably where I learn the most how to advocate for myself.
hmm
Because I just had this conversation yesterday with a senior gentleman, and we talked all about that. It's like, how do you advocate for yourself?
hmm
Because it's one of the biggest things you have to do if you're hit with something,
right.
not even something big, I should say, because so many, unfortunately, so many doctors are just guessing.
hmm
And if you've dealt with anything chronic, at some point, I think every story, you get to a point where you're like, I'm sick of this. I'm not going to do that. Give me another option, because I know there's options.
Yep.
Instead of like, okay, well, the doctor said.
Yep.
Well, my own journey with my hands and my allergy and all that. I mean, if I didn't advocate for myself,
Yeah,
I would still be in the same position I was 2 years ago.
yeah.
So, and finding the right doctor that was going to listen. I did. I had a doctor, and everybody raved about him. And he comes in, he looked like Thor. Well, no wonder everybody raves about you,
Yeah.
because everybody's just looking at you. I need medical answers. I don't need to be looking at you,
Uh-huh.
right? So, I found somebody that sat down and went, okay, tell me your story and how did we get here? And she really listened, and that's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
But I have a friend that has also a skin condition, and I was telling her, advocate for yourself. Stop going to the same place, listening to the same advice that's not doing anything for you, but all you're doing is spending money.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how do I do that? Well, let's have a sit down then. And that's what I mean about being intentional and empowering others,
Yep.
for my own journey that I've gone through. Because to me, it was just a matter like I got things I got to get done, and I can't do anything with my hands.
Yeah.
And I got Lego sets to build, and
Yeah.
it ain't happening if I don't have hands that are working.
Have you
So
done any new ones lately? Legos?
I just got three new kits that are on the bench. We'll see when I got the new Grogu. He's my fourth or fifth one from the movie. The movie actually releases on the 22nd. Actually, the 21st in the evening. We have a group that we're gonna try to go. And if this whole week it's late nights for me, so if I can make it, I'll go to that. If not, I'll go to the 22nd. But I want to build that one. And this the Luigi cart came out. I have Mario, so I want to build that. And there's a ton of sets that are going to come out here pretty soon, so I'm saving up for those.
Wow. So
Yep.
that's your collection. Lord, do you have a collection of something?
Plants.
Plants
Plants, that's right. All right. How many now?
and
Because the
essential
last time it was,
and essential oils. Now it's up close to 110 probably.
at what point do you reach where you go, okay, no more? Is there like a limit
So
for
I
you, or
I came home with 3 more on Sunday.
you bought
I
them at a
almost went
shop, or somebody gave them to you, or what?
Trader Joe's. You know what's dangerous for plants right now is grocery outlet
Oh.
Huh.
because they're such a good price that yeah.
Not even that. No, we're driving back from Pendleton. Now I got to be back to the convention center at 3 because we had an event that night. We had Crystal Apple. And on the way back, she's like, "Do you think we can stop by?" I'm like, "Well, I don't have to be back till 3, so we have time." So we
We
made it,
stopped at 2 nurseries.
and I stayed in the car for one of them because I'm like, it's a nursery and there's nothing for me here, but I'll sit in the car and listen to music.
And how long was she in there?
I
5 minutes.
mean,
Oh. So do you just
It was
kind of
5
zoom
minutes.
and kind of take a layout of the land to see if there's anything that grabs you, or what?
Well, That one, oh,
No.
Jackie, come on. That one, I'd already made the purchase. I was just there to pick up the hanging basket because it was a Rotary fundraiser where you just like, you pay for it through Rotary. You show up, you browse, pick the one you want, and you hand the person the ticket that shows you've already paid
Oh,
for it. So
So the
I
question
was there
is
5
it
minutes.
5 minutes or is it Lori 5 minutes?
It was
oh.
5 minutes. I
Okay.
walked right in and said, point me to the right section. Okay, you're lying.
It
And
sounds
I
like
walked
it's a
straight
Lori
back to
5
the
minutes.
car. Oh, goodness.
Oh,
But you all
goodness.
had a good time.
We had a great time.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I call Lori on the way home, usually every day. I missed one day and she let me know. By the way, I want to clarify something that just popped in. Anyway, in my head. And so we're at the little house that we're staying at, and she's sitting on the sofa, and there's a table between us, and I'm sitting in the other sofa. And it was about 5 o'clock, about the time I usually call Lori. So I called her.
She's sitting
With her sitting right over
she's
there.
sitting on the second couch in the room. Yeah.
And
What are
she's
you
like,
doing?
"What are you
It's
doing?"
5
I'm like,
o'clock.
it's
It's
5
time to
o'clock.
call you.
Yeah, yeah. So on the last
Discipline.
podcast that we did, I referenced my BFF that I've known for 20 some years. And then I got a text message from Lori. Hey, when you said BFF, what were you referring to? So, one, I did a best friend application that she has yet to fill out, by the way. I'm still waiting on it, Lori. But two, she also says, I'm going to call her out too, because I went and watched it back, and she also said, oh, I only hug people that mean a lot to me. She's only hugged me 3 times. She's going to leave it. She's going to leave it. She's going to leave it right there. Just saying, yeah.
Lori, how come you didn't fill out the application?
Yeah, sorry.
Because she already calls me every single day on her way home from work. I feel like that's access already.
Okay, but to be fair, when I didn't call her, you didn't call me today.
Because I wanted to make sure you weren't in jail and didn't need bail money. Because
There's that.
there's that. Because sometimes she'll text me and say, today might be the day that I need bail money. Yeah.
Yep, I
So
don't look good in orange. So,
No,
but
she
on an
doesn't.
up note, we've discussed this. On a good note, I would get 3 meals a day,
Probably all the naps you
go back
want.
to school,
a whole
to all
bunch
the
of
naps,
naps.
whole bunch
Yes.
of naps. You know, as long as in a cell by myself, I'm good. I
Mhm.
just don't want to share a cell.
Well, that's the minor detail. You probably would.
Yeah.
No, then I'm staying out of jail.
Unless you acted crazy.
There's
Then
that.
you'd definitely have your own.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that.
Hilarious.
So, yeah.
Hey, something I tried this week for the first time.
Goodness.
I went to for the first time this week was I got to see a Capitals game finally last weekend.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Have you been,
I
Lori?
did.
Oh, yeah.
It was my first time. My daughter and I have said now, I think all last season we were like, we gotta go. It's over, and we missed it. But I'm so glad that I went this week because to hear Jason tell his story and to promote mental health was just great. It was like I leaned over to my husband. I was like, "See, we got to get season tickets. How do we not want to promote that? How do we not want to get behind an organization? It just felt very genuine and real."
The very first year of their time here, I bought 3 season tickets, or was it 4? I don't.
4.
I think I bought 3 or 4 season tickets, and every game I would invite friends to come with me to the game, and I had the seats up in the aux box, and I would invite different people every single game to come use my extra tickets, and it was a lot of fun.
It was
great.
fun. It's good energy.
Yeah.
I've never been, and we're
Yeah.
big basketball families, so I really enjoyed
In
that.
fact, someone once stopped me in a grocery store and said, "Hey, you're the girl that always wears the pink shirt and sits in the aux box at the Salem Capitals game,
That's
huh?"
hilarious.
Yeah, that's me.
Actually, her and Alicia were. So Alicia's Instagram used to be Lady in Pink, because so first year I didn't realize that the stuff in front of us was the cameras, so I might have been doing stupid things.
The opposite side of the court.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
somebody. So one of the players, Matthew's mom, one of the players at the time had come over, and he just wanted to meet me and the Lady in Pink, and I'm like, Lady in Pink, who is that? Well, it was my room. It's Alicia. So she's changed her Instagram to Lady in Pink as well.
Wow.
But we would all wear matching stuff. But it was a lot of fun. Lori and I would sit together. So this year I haven't made it to as many games because I'm also supporting the Willamette Valley Jags. Their head coach is a good friend, and I'm actually sponsoring one of their players, Preston. They used to play for the Capitals, so if they're both playing, I will go support Willamette Valley. But if it's only the Capitals, then I'll go to the Capital games because I have a lot of friends that I see there, and it was awesome to. Well, I think you sent me the picture first, sitting with Michelle Ashley, and I'm like, oh, you're here, and then I looked up, and then I took a picture of you and sent it back. But it was a great game.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty close. I was a little
Yeah.
worried there for a minute, nail
Yeah.
biter, but some great plays, and one of my favorite parts is when at the end of the game the players come over and hug me.
Yeah.
And so I requested, like, can we get a towel before you come hug me? Because, you know, you might be a little sweaty. So Preston actually, he comes and hugs me before the start of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of the game, when they do the whole round, because they do the kind of similar thing, he'll go to the back and change shirts and come back and then hug me again, which I
Oh.
sincerely appreciate because I have a half-hour drive home. But one of the players for one of the years, Paul, he now lives with his wife in Virginia, I believe. It was one of his last games, and he came over and gave me the biggest hug, and he was dripping. So when he walked away, my whole shirt and I was just like, I love you, dude, but I need to go home and shower. So, yeah, yeah. But
So
they're a lot of
Lori,
fun.
do you still go, Lori?
I haven't been to one in, I guess, 2 seasons now.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's been a minute.
I went, yeah, it's been a while.
So now the
Just
girls, where do they play?
life.
Willamette Valley.
Oh,
Right.
Willamette Valley Jags. It's a
It's a
TBL.
men's team.
It's a men's team. Yeah,
Oh, it's a men's team. That's a men's
Yeah.
team.
The,
yeah.
but
So
the coach is
yeah,
female.
the coach is female. Yep.
Where do they play?
Albany, at Lynn Benton College.
Okay.
Yep. So I appreciate them. They reached out and then they gave me season tickets and all that. And because I want to support them is why I'm sponsoring Preston. And I'll
Yeah.
probably, if he plays for them again, I'll sponsor them again next year.
That's cool.
And this year, so the Capitals have changed players back and forth. So there's some new players that I actually don't know. At one time, I knew all the players. And Alan Billinger, who used to play for them, is recently back this season. Came over and he's like, we're almost back home together, and that kind of made me sad because, the first season, 2 seasons, it was all the same players and they were so community driven. And not that they're not anymore, but it was just I knew all of them, they knew me. And then now it's kind of like starting over.
Yeah.
I know half of them, I don't know the other half, and that's because I've been going in between the both. But Mary, I love her heart. She has supported the Capitals even after she departed. She was their head coach for a hot minute there.
Wow.
And she stepped in a little bit for a few games, and then she went to Vancouver, and then the league split. And so she's with the TBL. The Capitals are with a different league. They resurrected another league. But why I love Mary is at one time she goes to the schools and speaks to kids, and she bought tickets for an entire class
That's
so
cool.
they can come and enjoy the game. And she would buy courtside tickets and gift them to me and say, hey, bring your friends because I know you love the game. So when she went to Willamette Valley, I reached out to her and I'm like, oh, I'd love to come see one of your games. So I get there ready to pay, and they're like, "You're Mary's friend. Come on in." And okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So treated
Super
me like
tight
royalty. I
community.
appreciate it absolutely. But more importantly, that's why I
Yeah.
decided to sponsor Preston because I don't want to get the free tickets. I know she will, and it's a kindness that she offers, but they also need to make money, right? They also
Yeah.
need
For sure.
support. So that's what drove me. In fact, his shooting shirt has got, I think I sent you the pictures and I posted it online. It's got my logo,
Logo
my
on it.
J logo, which by the way, it's hilarious. So Tom was outside one day and he was on the phone and I went out and I was talking to him and I showed him my logo. He said, what are the initials for? I'll leave it at that.
Top.
I'll leave it at that. So
Okay, Tom.
I love the logo. I mean, I think your logo's sharp.
Yeah, yeah, I'm getting some quarter zip ups done. We're gonna do them in black because my favorite color is blue, but I don't want to compete with. I mean, they're the same style as the chamber ones, but obviously I can't have
Oh,
the
gotcha.
chamber. Yeah, so if a new
Yeah.
career path comes my way, then they'll be blue.
There
They'll
you
be
go.
blue. That's my favorite color.
Yeah.
My second favorite color is green because I love money.
That's funny. Learned something new today.
Yeah, yeah.
Lori, what's your favorite color? Do you have a favorite color?
It's either hot pink or royal blue. It's the colors I enjoy wearing.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it depends on the day.
Yeah.
But it's literally and I had this conversation with someone yesterday at CBW. Every time I wear one of those two colors, I always get compliments. That color's phenomenal color on you.
Mm.
So it's either the hot pink, like a fuchsia, or the royal blue. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I like all the shades. It just depends on the tone.
Yeah.
Like I like green, but there's some greens I don't like and others I do. I like orange, but there's certain tones, you know. Yeah, I like all of them. Mm-hmm.
My favorite color used to be black, and that's all I ever wore. It was black. And then I worked at Big Lots, and their uniforms were black. So then I'm like, okay, that's a little much. I wear black on or off duty.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, you know what? I really like blue. So blue is definitely my favorite. I think it's always been. I just finally acknowledged that. Yes, it's my favorite color.
Yeah. Do you have a tone of blue that you like more than the others?
Royal blue. Royal blue is my favorite. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
Well, cool, guys. This was fun.
It's fun.
Yeah. I still have a whole bunch of other crazy Lori stories to share, so we
I
can
know we got to do.
share some of them.
We got to kick
Yeah.
that off on our next one.
Perfect.
Yeah, we love it because I know you do have some crazy ones. I've heard a few of them, but I know there's a whole lot more. That stuff doesn't happen to me. I have to say, like I don't have one of those like that doesn't. But it sounds like that you are correct. It always happens to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think we all have
and
a
so
friend where that happened. You're like, yep, you're the one.
Yeah.
Yep.
So when crazy things happen, I'll text my brother and I'll go, okay, I've got another "it only happens to my sister" story for you. Let me know when you can chat. We just laugh about it.
It's
right,
funny
let's do that.
because when she told me things that only happened to Lori, I was like, that's funny because my friends used to say things that only happen to you. So I think that's why we became friends because the next time we need to talk about getting bubble wrap for Lori. But some of the videos that she posted where she fell off her truck, she opened the door and
Yes, hold that for the next one. Don't say it now because that's the
No.
other funny one that
Yeah.
I have a visual of her. So
I've watched that
don't let me
video
forget that.
1,000 times. Yeah, Lori,
A
put that on
1,000?
your list.
Okay, I'll
1,000
add it
times.
to the list.
Yeah,
Okay.
I share it with other friends. Look what happened to my friend.
And another thread that goes through my life is because I'm observant, I see things happening
Mm-hmm.
that someone needs to step in and do something about.
Yep.
So I've got a whole list of those stories too,
Yep.
where and those are a little bit more serious, but also who else was
Hilarious.
going to step in and help?
And who will?
So-
It's a good challenge.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay.
All right. Well, it was good to spend time with you guys today.
It's good to spend time with you guys.
I needed the giggles.
Also, I'll let you know, maybe we should start off with this one on the next one. I was called into an interrogation room as a person of interest. That's a good one.
That one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that as good as my warrant out for my arrest?
What? You guys, you make me sound
We've
so
got-
boring.
We've got stories for days, Dana.
Interrogation is Lori. Arrest is wow.
Warrant for Jackie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Warrant for
I was
Jackie.
arrested once. There's that. Yeah.
You
I
were,
think that's why we're friends, Lori, because our lives are very similar.
And because we can just laugh at it at this
And
point.
yet I still call you for bail money. There's that.
Yes.
and you both are connected to law enforcement, which is really funny.
In supporting law enforcement.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Yep.
so when I called Lori and we're talking, and I was like, there's a police car. There's a police car. She realized on our trip that it is true. They follow me.
Like someone behind her or in front of her, like
Always.
every single time she's on the phone with me, there's a cop near her somewhere. She's like, Lori, I swear they're after me.
You know what's so funny? This is recall. I almost texted you guys, but I didn't because I was driving. About 2 weeks ago, driving in my car, no joke, driving my car, go over the West Salem Bridge. I'm going around like by where Dutch Bros is, right there, and I hear a like beep beep beep, and I see a cop car, And I promise you, this was the thought I had. So I look around and it was like, oh my gosh, is Lori in that car?
Is Lori in that car?
No, I'm not kidding. It was one of those, don't look, don't look, don't look. And now the cop is behind me and I'm like, I can't pick up the phone. And cop's behind me. And then the cop comes up on my side. I'm like, oh my gosh, if this is Lori, I'm going to cry. And it was like one of those like,
Now you know how I
Looking
felt.
oh my gosh, I want to look. And finally I was like, just do it. So I look at it. It was such a disappointment. It wasn't Lori, and it was a totally different car beeping at somebody else. I was like, well, that was a dud of a story, but I forgot about that until you just told me. Mm-hmm.
Well, on our drive there and back, there's a cop. There's a cop. He told you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're after me. I just think they're around me
All the time. They know where
Always
you
all
are.
the time. They have a GPS on me, so I have to behave.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just to keep
For
you
sure.
in.
And we
It's like
weren't even in
bumpers.
her car.
It's like
No.
bumpers
And we weren't
in
even-
bowling. You know, they're just there to
Yeah.
kind of keep
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And we weren't even in her car. That's the other interesting
I
thing.
survived
We were in
others
my
driving.
vehicle.
you. Mm. Well,
Yeah, I did all right.
You did okay. We got it.
I almost killed us only once. I almost flew through a stop sign only. Twice.
twice. See?
When you were backing out of the convention center,
Oh. Well, that wouldn't have killed us, but that would have done major damage
it
to
would
my
have
truck.
killed me laughing.
It would have made great content.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We should have taken a GoPro on our trip. Next time.
Next time. It's
I might
happening.
want to
next
look
time.
for one of those on sale because
I'm getting one done. I'm
not
Maybe
getting
a
only
little
do you
more
have, like,
reserved.
you could tell the story. Now you'll have it in action. You know.
Yeah.
I'll be a little more reserved on some of my stories I tell about myself, though.
I don't
Write it
think
down.
you will.
Write it down. No, we're going back to Pendleton at some point, and I'm taking a GoPro,
Okay.
and then
And oh my gosh,
I'll upload
one
it
of the
to you.
best,
Oh,
one of the
prime rib
best
sandwiches.
prime rib sandwiches I've ever had in my life
Where?
at Max Bar and Grill in Pendleton. I will drive back just for that
just for
sandwich.
that. Me too.
So what
I
made it so
hitchhiked with
good?
the company. No,
It
just
was
kidding.
perfectly cooked.
Oh,
It was
said the steak
perfectly
judge.
said
Yeah.
the steak judge. Like I literally was told everyone that I could. By the way, if you haven't had the prime rib sandwich, like the locals, I was telling this to the locals. If you haven't had the prime rib sandwich at Max, you have to go try it. It's phenomenal. And I would know because I'm a steak judge.
Well, I'm not a steak judge.
Yeah.
But it was. I buy
It was-
from Better Beef because I love their stuff, and it was really good.
You should give him a
Yeah.
review.
Oh, I will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds
Yeah.
like you got a road
I'll
trip you got
definitely-
planned.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with a
I'll
GoPro.
definitely
have to wait
be
for
going
it to
back.
get it.
And then the other thing that was really good, everything we ate at any of the restaurants
Or
in
drank,
Pendleton
there was drinking involved.
was phenomenal. Everything was fantastic. That's why I'm just like I could do this for many more days than just a day and a half.
Wow. I've never
Yeah.
been out there.
I hadn't either.
Yeah.
Either. Actually,
Wasn't
no,
it?
I've been there one time before.
Mm.
But I don't remember the steak sandwich.
Yeah. Good times.
Good
All right.
times.
Well, we've got a full list of things to talk
Yeah.
about for the next time around.
Yeah. All right. Same time next month. I'll see you then.
All right, sounds good.
Okay.
All right.
Take care, ladies.
See ya. Thanks for watching, you guys.
Bye.